Heseltine. I'm a first year PhD student at King's College, London in the Classics department. I am studying miniature images of gods and material religion in Pompeii and Herculaneum in the late Hellenistic period. I came to my PhD straight from my master's programme, but before I came back to study at postgraduate level, I was working in a special educational needs department, supporting caseworkers, which was a very different experience to my academic work. I was always hoping to go on to further postgraduate study, and I applied for a PhD and a LAHP studentship at King's because I knew about the wealth of knowledge and resources that were centred in London. LAHP offers a really helpful source of community between students when the PhD generally can be a bit of an isolated experience otherwise. There are so many student organised events like seminar series and speaker events and reading groups that I think really help foster a lot of cross-disciplinary work and knowledge sharing. As well as the studentship itself, there's also a lot of financial support for research development activities, funding those sort of student initiatives, but also pots of money to support travel to conferences and necessary research trips. I think that level of support really allows you to develop as a researcher without having to panic about finances or access to resources or an academic community. I really want to keep pursuing research and public engagement activities with my research, and I think that LAHP offers a really good amount of personal development opportunities and training for making your research more public-facing. The LAHP placements and partnerships with cultural institutions in London and elsewhere give you a lot of scope for broadening out your research experience more widely and building your professional network and level of experience. I know how helpful the student ambassadors were to me in applying to LAHP because they made it seem accessible and possible by explaining the application process in a way that wasn't daunting. I think after the financial barrier to postgraduate study, which is obviously considerable, the biggest barrier is a lack of accessible information that makes it seem like academic research is this distant space that's only available to certain kinds of people. And I think one of the best things that ambassadors can do is to try and make this information available widely, to make the application process seem more accessible and to really stress the diversity of both research and individuals that LAHP are funding. When I think of LAHP, I think of community and support and excellence in research.